It's time for prime time at the Palace in Inglewood. Sunday night football for Week 12. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are here under the lights for Aaron Donald bobblehead night. Rams-Bucs, Week 12 Sunday night football.
And here we go, 2 hours until kickoff. Week 12, Sunday night football, Rams-Bucs.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Rams-Bucs, Week 12, Sunday night football.
Now live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Here's your host, Travis Rogers.
Night, standalone prime time, but looking at the Rams and the Bucs kickoff in just a little bit, Sua, and you going back and having the battle game all over again. That was a game, man. The obviously come out with a hard-fought win against a very good Seattle team, but man, oh man, we were a kick away from kind of having opposed about that number one seed.
Yeah, let me be the first to admit how wrong I was, because I thought that would not be a close game. I thought the Rams would show their superior, and early I thought I would be right with the amount of turnovers that Sam was gifting to this defense, but somehow, some way, Seattle found a way to fight back and made it a real close game in the fourth quarter.
And so now you get a little Sunday night football action, and I always like it because whenever you get the standalone games, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, everybody's watching, and if you have one of the really good teams, which the Rams clearly are, in one of those standalone games, number one team, and they look good, everybody loses their mind. So the hype train kind of took a big step forward on when they beat Seattle a week ago, but you put it on prime time, Sunday night football, NBC, game of the week, and you go do it again, people are going to be losing their minds about the Rams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already are, and they'll be losing their minds again, especially against the competition you're doing it against, because you're not doing it against the Panthers. You're not going to be doing it against the Cardinals. You're playing the Bucs. The Bucs are a good team that should have, or could argue they should have won last week in Buffalo on the road. So I know they're injured, but they're still a good team. So you're playing some nice competition, and you're establishing yourself as a non-pretender early in the season.
On the Road is driven by Subaru of Glendale, the number one Subaru dealer in America. Find your next Subaru at Subaru of Glendale or at SubaruofGlendale.net. Let's talk a little bit about the team that's on the road today, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They come in there, and, it feels weird because Baker Mayfield was here for half a second, right? I mean, he came in, he only played 5 games. Now, they were exciting 5 games. He kind of made what was a lost season palatable towards the end because he's an NFL player.
Salvaged his career.
Yeah, number one overall pick. So that he came in and was better than what the Rams had, not a big surprise. But what you just said, Sue, I think is so interesting. Baker was talking about it this week. It reignited his passion for football, and just that little Sean McVay, little pixie dust or whatever it is, Baker Mayfield has turned into an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he hopped off the plane and went on a game-winning drive, and then hasn't been the same since. He's been the biggest problem with Baker, and I think early in his career, and it's the cliche, they build you up to break you down. And I think early in his career, there were times where people felt like he wasn't as deserving of the spotlight he would get. He had every Hulu commercial. His attitude was looked at as moxie and swagger, where other guys who had that attitude was looked at as cocky and undeserving. Then we saw a human side of him where he felt vulnerable, and he got released by his team. And then he gets benched at Carolina for Sam Darnold, who was also a failed experiment in New York. And then he's in no man's land before he reaches L.A., and something just clicked and switched. And now he is that guy with the moxie and swag that that's not me being arrogant. No. This is just me being a dog in who I am, and we can accept that now.
And that's one of the things that I really like about Baker, because when Baker was at Oklahoma, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Exactly.
I don't know, this guy. But then the more you watch it, he's not putting on an act.
No.
He's not doing it so you will look. We do look because it's compelling.
Yeah.
But he's being true to who he is. And that rings pretty well. You could tell in the brief time he was here in L.A. with the Rams, you go back to that Thursday night, he walked out on that field, and after a pass or two, you're like, all right, let's go. This is my guy.
He was headbutting people with helmets on. Maybe we all just didn't like Baker a little bit more than we should because of guilty of association, just being drafted by the Browns. Maybe being a Browns quarterback and a player, we were just like, ugh, already. So that's our fault. But this is a new time. We can forget and forgive, and he's balling.
I by the way, I put myself right in the middle of what I'm about to say. I don't think that football fans, me, hand in the air, have any idea of how complex it is to play quarterback in the NFL. Just how complicated it actually is and how many different things you need to be aware of. So try to explain to me what he did a few years ago, coming in here on basically one night and getting ready to play an NFL game, and not only surviving and getting through it, but leading his team to it. Just how challenging was that for him?
Okay. Quarterback is considered the hardest position in football.
Sure.
Outside of cornerback. And even at cornerback, if I wasn't on a team a week ago and you told me we're going to trade you to this team next week and we're going to expect you to play, I would be able to stay in that entire game if you told me this means cover 1, cover 2, and cover 3. I know the entire play, but if you just give it to me that simple as a corner, bet I'm just covering 1, 2, 3, I can be in there.
Yeah.
A quarterback has to know audibles, hot routes, checks, defensive checks. Who is the mic? Let's get adjusted. Clock management on top of playbook, concepts, rhythm. Do I even know this guy? I don't even. Who is this center that I'm underneath? Who am I taking snap? The fact that he was not only able to come into the game and be a competent quarterback and have an offense that was running smoothly, but to be able to navigate a game-winning drive. And it wasn't a Sean McVay was navigating the play calling and Baker just made the throws. Baker was out there making checks.
Yeah.
He's calling audibles like he's been in the huddle, like he was in camp with these guys going down the field. So it was very impressive to see. And like I said, that ignited what we see today out of Baker
Take
Mayfield.
me through it. Is there like football 101 when it comes to the checks? Like you could walk into any huddle in America, high school, college, NFL, and say, I'm checking too, and I don't even know the language, but everybody goes, oh, that's this.
Yeah.
Is there at least like some really rudimentary things that he could execute?
Also, I mean, it depends on the system, and a lot of these guys use a lot of the same calls and concepts, just different terminology. So if you got with a coach and you're like, okay, what do you guys? Can means normally we switch opposite, and we go delta instead of can because delta means dead, and delta on the L it means left. So instead of can delta is our can, and it's like, okay, got it. Like, that's stuff like that is simple, but to be able to go no huddle and call plays and be giving hand signals, no way. All
right, so let's talk a little bit about the Rams offense and what we saw last week relative to what we might see this week. Obviously, Buffalo scored a ton of points against the Bucs last week. The Bucs were in the 30s and really, didn't have a chance to win the game at the end. The Rams were in a tooth and nail fight against Seattle. They win the game 21-19, and it was nip-tuck the entire time. Was that because of something that Seattle was doing defensively to really kind of bog down that Rams offense, or was it just the Rams offense having a bad day? Is it that here we are, you're kind of towards the end of the season, there's a lot of tape on what it is that you're doing? Take me through why the Rams offense didn't look the way it had for the previous month.
That defense.
Yeah, simple
Seattle,
as that.
It's that simple. They're a good defense. I mean, you look at the teams that play against the Texans. The Texans don't have a high-powered offense, but they're winning games because that defense keeps them in games. And it's easy for Sam. I wouldn't say it's easy for Sam to win games when he's throwing interceptions, but for a quarterback to throw as many interceptions as he did and still have a chance.
They've turned the ball over 20 times, and they're 7-3, 8-3 now. They won today.
That's unheard of. And to throw the amount of picks that he did in that game, and you still had a chance to win the last drive of the game is ridiculous, and that's a testament to your defense.
Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you do not miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So Matthew Stafford was not, by Matthew Stafford's standards, putting up MVP numbers a week ago. It's the first time really all season you're like, now, they scored 3 touchdowns. Yeah. He threw 2 touchdown passes. He didn't throw it to the wrong team, unlike Sam Darnold, who threw 4 of those. But did it hurt his MVP candidacy as you see it, or is this just, hey, they won the game? It's not one that you're going to send to the, the highlight, house. But this is, we won the game, all good. MVP candidacy still on track.
No, how do you hold it against them? Oh, you game managed a game to 230 yards passing and 2 touchdowns and didn't turn the ball over against one of the NFL's top 10 defenses. I don't like that performance. Nobody's going to say that. He did everything you're supposed to do. And the thing about Stafford is he hasn't been here. Like, he's not, 1 week I'm throwing for 420, the next I'm 170 and a pick. You're going to get 300 yards and 2 to 3 touchdowns every single week out of me. And then on a bad day, I might be 250.
And we're kind of jumping ahead here a little bit, but this is what's so interesting about where the Rams are right now. They've got a very good team this year. They're exceptionally likely to make the playoffs. We'll see how far they go in the playoffs. They may end up winning the whole darn thing. They also have Atlanta's pick, which is going to land somewhere probably in the top 10, if not better than that.
Yep.
At the end of the season, and the reason I loop this back to Stafford is, depending on what he wants to do moving forward, maybe you have an opportunity to be a great team and pick your next quarterback. Or maybe if your quarterback decides he wants to play a little more, you can start filling in some as-needed holes at corner or wherever else it may be. They may have a ton of options at the end of the season that typically very good teams don't.
Yeah, and I think that's a conversation that you have with Stafford, because then you have to start shaping your plan, and maybe that's something you start discussing sooner rather than later, so you know, like, hey, what do you want to do, or what do you see yourself doing realistically?
Yeah.
So I know who I need to send my scouts out to for this Senior Bowl, for this Combine, so I know who I'm looking out for. Because if you're staying, immediately I'm thinking linebacker, DB, O-line.
O-line in particular.
So if you're staying, let me protect you. But if you're not, I need to invest in my future.
Yeah, because good teams don't get to pick high in the draft very often, unless you spend a lot of draft capital to move up there, like the Rams did to go get Jared Goff. But that's not typically, and they weren't a good team at the time. No. They were kind of at the the middle to the bottom at that point. So this is a real opportunity that they find themselves in. Here's what we got coming up next. None other than the voice of the Rams, J.B. Long, is going to join us. That is next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, driven by your Southern California Toyota dealers. It's here and now sales event. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. More to get to on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace. College football is back, and there's no better place to catch every heart-pounding moment than Cosm. This isn't just a sports bar. It's your front row pass to the future of
by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Listen every Monday during football season
To the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Mason and Ireland, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show.
All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
All gas, all Lakers.
Today, the Lake Show and the Jazz run it back for the second game in a row, this time in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Back to LeBron for three. Got it. First three of the season for LeBron.
LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers versus the Jazz starts today at 3:30 p.m. Catch all the action on KNX AM 1070.
And the all-new ESPN LA app.
It's game time at Cosm with ESPN LA and Bud White. Join us this Sunday starting at 10 a.m. for the Bud White Football Face-Off Tournament. Compete for a shot to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Las Vegas for an epic watch party. You must be 21 or older, so grab a Bud White and take your shot at glory at Cosm in Inglewood this Sunday. Bud White, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, live from Cosm, Los Angeles. Well, we know last Sunday at SoFi was razor thin. Time for the fearsome Rams defense to haunt Baker Mayfield, just like they did to Sam Darnold last week.
Hit, jump pass, he throws it away again. Intercepted by the Rams.
We count you down to kickoff Rams-Bucs, Week 12, Sunday Night Football.
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Counting you down to Week 12 Sunday Night Football at SoFi Stadium. The Rams, the Buccaneers.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
Live from Cosm, Los Angeles with Sua Cravens.
back to Travis Rogers.
Little prime time standalone NFL action at SoFi Stadium tonight. The Rams and the Bucs, and of course the man who will be on the call, none other than the voice of the Rams, JB Long, joins us from inside SoFi Stadium right now. JB, how you feeling this afternoon?
Gentlemen, I was already feeling good, and then I just threw on this Aaron Donald jersey, and now I feel like a superhero. Is this what it's like to wear number 99 in Royal and Soul? Let's have a celebration for the GOAT tonight.
Are you going to call the game in the Donald jersey?
You know, I have to be honest. I kind of think wearing another man's jersey is weird. I'm not a jersey guy. I wish my playing days were more memorable so that I could maybe rock my own. But shy of that, I don't love wearing another person's jersey. I don't even love my kids wearing another person's jersey, but that's neither here nor there. So I've agreed to wear it for the pregame show because, for business reasons. After that, we'll see how it goes.
Well,
after that, we'll see how it goes.
This is different because when you put on that jersey, you gain the power of 100 men. So there's that.
Sue, that's where I was going, is I wasn't expecting to feel this power, and now that I put it on, I'm like, you know what? Might not be the worst thing for Baker Mayfield to see about 70,000 number 99s in his face all night long.
All right, JB, let's start right there. Is that the first thing the Rams need to do, is be in Baker Mayfield's face tonight defensively and make him move and make him make decisions quickly? How do you make Baker? We've seen the two versions, the really good, exciting MVP candidate version, and then we've seen the guy that can give you one now and again. How do we get the second version?
Yeah, look, here's what I would say is I think the Rams have been generating pressures like they always do, and Sam Darnold's 4-turnover day gives evidence to that. But you don't want this to go much farther in terms of the sack drought. I mean, they haven't had a sack since week 10. I think it's only one since they came back from London. Like, it's time to start knocking down some quarterbacks legally without penalty flags coming down. So whether it's Baker or any other quarterback down the schedule, I would like to get back to the point where this new fearsome foursome, what we used to call the fearsome 20-foursome, I'd like to feel their presence a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying.
For sure.
Higbee goes on IR. Do you think this changes the 13 personnel package? Are we making a change? Are we going to stress out the tight ends? Does Ferguson get a bump in plays in the passing game? What happens now?
Yeah, I do think it changes because I think everybody has to kind of bump up one on the depth chart, and it's still an option, but it's not something that they can leverage as flawlessly and as fluidly as they probably have. No, I think Xavier Smith, too, if he can't go in the concussion protocol, is a big loss as well. Not just on special teams, but who on this roster right now can really blow the top off a defense? And I respect the safeties for Tampa Bay. They got two really good safeties. They're shorthanded at corner. They're missing their best corner, in fact, in Jamel Dean. But in terms of who can really threaten you over your shoulder, I don't know who that is on the Rams roster right now. I still think they'll be able to get plays off and get explosives through the air. But, yeah, you're starting to feel a little bit of the injury depletion. I will say I think they have a chance to get better at right tackle. Rob Havenstein was not playing well. We don't need to dodge that. And so with him going on injured reserve, I hope he can get right and give the Rams something down the stretch. In the meantime, it was becoming more and more apparent that Warren McClendon was the better option at right tackle anyway.
Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So with that in mind, JB, you know, that Rob Havenstein was not playing the best football of his career. Quentin Lake probably was. How big of a loss is him being out of the lineup for the next 4 weeks at least?
Yeah, I think of the one we've talked about, I think he's the biggest one. And because I don't think you can replace him with just one. I think you'll see the Rams defensively try and throw numbers at that problem. Yeah, I feel bad for Q because he was having a career season and a contract season. And for the Rams to get to where they're trying to go, I think he has to be in the mix come January and hopefully February. So that will be the goal. That will be the aim. In the meantime, can they win enough games to accomplish some things in the regular season and set themselves up for a postseason run that includes Quentin Lake? What foresight. I mean, they didn't see this coming, but what foresight to make that pick swap deal before the trade deadline to get Roger McCreary. He's a high second-round draft pick talent who played primarily in the slot in Tennessee. It looked like a redundant move for a couple of weeks because of the fact that Quentin never leaves the field. But it was a break glass in case of emergency type of move, and here's the emergency. So I think, if not now, when for Roger McCreary. And I also think that you might see in some known passing situations someone like Kobe Durant play in the slot and get Darius Williams on the field. But in those neutral game scripts, those neutral down and distances, I'll have a very close eye on who's playing and where in the secondary.
Philadelphia's in a close one right now with Dallas. I know that they own the tiebreaker. But if they were to lose it, I would essentially put the Rams #1 team right now in the NFC. What do you think the magic number to clinch that bye is if that were to happen?
Boy, I don't think they can lose more than one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, but it's not just Philadelphia. But if you're just looking at it as a two-horse race and knowing you don't have the tiebreaker, I think you probably need to really finish strong here. And tonight's included because, as we know, a lot of those wins by the Rams came against the AFC and specifically the AFC South, so those don't help you in any tiebreakers either. So I don't know if 14-3 is really what we're talking about, if that's realistic given how strong this schedule is in the back half. But I do think the #1 seed, Sua, to your question, is what the Rams should be aiming for all the incredible things that they have accomplished in now a decade under Sean McVay's leadership, essentially. They've never been the 1 seed. And if they don't get that bye, I'm aiming for it, but if they don't get the 1 seed bye, the next best thing is to clinch your division and be able to build in your own bye, as we've seen them do in Week 18. So those are very ambitious, kind of broad stroke vision casting things. Here in the present, this is a playoff caliber matchup, and it could determine some playoff seeding in terms of head-to-head tiebreakers with the Bucs.
Bucs and Rams coming up at 5:20. JB Long will be on all of the play-by-play. JB, you know what time it is right now. It's the time we're asking you for an X factor or two in today's game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'll probably go back to Warren McClendon. I think this is a really big deal. The Rams were thwarted, I think, especially on early downs by that great Seattle defense, and I think it frustrated Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, but they showed their poise, they showed their maturity by just playing the game out the way that it was shaping up and leaning on their defense. But I think today is a game where they have to be showing up at this stadium saying, we're going to score 30 or more. And for that to be the case, I think they have to be airtight up front. I think he has to be well protected on his front side. And I think this is a big moment for Warren McClendon. DeMarco has said to me, both on and off the air, that he's starting to act the part, not just look it. He's acting like a starter and assuming starter-type postures based on that 3-game stretch he gave the Rams earlier this season. And if you want to win a tackle job in the National Football League, look no farther than the left side of this offensive line and what Alaric Jackson did. It's a big spot for Warren McClendon, not just in the here and now, but as the Rams go into the next offseason. We thought they would need to look for their next tackle, and especially their right tackle of the future. I wonder if he can put a different thought in their mind based on how he plays here tonight.
I do not have a prize pick question for you, but I do have one very simple question. And you would think it's simple for an NFL team to answer. Will we see a field goal attempted today?
That is the question, isn't it? For Mevis, who's been extra point specialist, but Week 6, the kind of shankopotamus that Joshua Carty hit in Baltimore was the last made field goal for the Los Angeles Rams, which is a crazy thing to say given the winning streak that they're on. I'm going to say, Sue, I hope it's not tonight. Keep kicking ones, not threes, because I think that might be what it takes to beat this Tampa Bay Buccaneers group. But no, especially on your home field, if you came out of today feeling like even though you're carrying 2 kickers, you know who your best kicker is and who's going to be your kicker maybe to close this stretch out, I think that would be some peace of mind. It would help us sleep at night because, to your question, the longer it goes, the more awkward it gets, right?
Sure.
Like, that's not a question you want to have to ask me or anyone next week, even though it could mean good things on the field in terms of the way the Rams perform and finish drives, especially in the red zone like they have been during this winning stretch.
The Rams X Factor was brought to you by the Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. JB, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you today was, who is the biggest surprise for you here in the 2025 season as far as the Ram player that's kind of stood out maybe a little bit further than maybe somebody might have anticipated? But it feels like a bad question at this point because it's got to be Landman, right? Is there a better answer than that, or is that just the clear cut, that's the biggest surprise of the season?
I'm glad you said that because the way that I posed it midweek was the most improved. And so as you started to ask that question, I reverted back to my midweek answers, which on offense, I thought Colby Parkinson was a good candidate for most improved, having scored a fourth-quarter touchdown in back-to-back games. And then within this season, I think Emmanuel Forbes has been the most improved on defense. But I think the slight difference in your framing makes that a unanimous yes, that Landman who was rewarded, as you probably already mentioned, with a 3-year extension. good for him, good for business, right? Because he had already earned every dollar of that veteran minimum like 5 times over through the front half of this schedule. So the Rams definitely had some IOUs to the Landman family, and I think this is good for both parties. Because, again, my mind is solely in this season, don't get me wrong. I'm going to reference 26 again here. But when you look at all the picks and all of the dollars the Rams have to spend this offseason, a lot of them are going to be devoted to extensions, of course. But if you can basically say we're good at off-ball linebacker between him and Spates going into 26, and if you feel like, maybe we do have another starting right tackle in McClendon going into 26, then think about all the other areas you might be able to stack capital and really bolster not just your depth, but your high-end talent going into the free agent period and certainly the draft. So, yeah, I think that was a well-deserved and very strategic move by the Rams to get that done here and now. And I hope that Landman is only the second best gift that the Atlanta Falcons give the Los Angeles Rams by the time the next draft rolls around.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're ahead right now, but I got one eye on Atlanta all season long, too. One more quickly before we let you go, JB. Just kind of going back to where you started about that defensive group getting on the board as far as sacking the quarterback. As far as just pure counting numbers, in particular the sacks, Jared Verse hasn't had a number that's jumped out at you, but what do you make here as we get ready for Week 12 of Jared Verse's second year in the NFL?
Very good, very effective, not elite. And I think his matchup tonight against Tristan Wirfs, a first-team All-Pro, these are the types of one-on-one matchups that are worth the price of admission. And I think these are the spotlights in which Jared shines the brightest, and he's pacing the near sideline, the Tampa Bay sideline, right as I look down on the field. And so I would be surprised if we're not calling his name tonight, both in terms of puncturing pockets and then also in terms of run support. Both he and Byron Young have been really solid on the edge. And Baker, as you know, is a quarterback who's willing and able to play off schedule and off platform. So, if he runs into a Jared Verse, there could be a big moment and a game-changing play to be had for Jared as well. So, this feels like the night where the Rams need to get right. And I'm not a big sack counting stat box score person in that regard. I don't think it's the most important thing, as Sam Darnold proved to us last week. But it's high time. It's overdue, and Jared specifically is long overdue.
JB Long will be on the call. The Rams and the Bucs coming up on Sunday Night Football. JB, thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, you guys, if I don't wear this jersey, I'll pass it off to you at halftime. Okay?
I'll take it. I will definitely take it.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll leave the tags on for you.
Appreciate that very, very much.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
JB. All right. Coming up next, we're going to take a look around the rest of the league, including that Falcons game. Saints close to maybe going in here and making this a little more interesting. We'll take a look around the rest of the league on Week 12, and then the Saints just Saints that, and we'll cover that when we come back. It's all straight ahead on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN. And speaking of, we're here at Cosm, right? NFL is back. Ravens for the Rams pregame show live from the Hall of Cosm. And if you have a ticket, come on in for free. Catch all the energy on massive wall-to-wall LED displays in the hall. And don't miss out on Cosm's signature menu of local food favorites, craft cocktails, and beers throughout the venue. To learn more, visit Cosm.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays are back. Presented by Pachaga Resort Casino.
Listen every Monday during football season
to the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Mason and Ireland, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show.
All you have to do is make a super prediction,
and you can win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays presented by Pachaga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pachaga Resort Casino.
Sedano and Cap on ESPN LA.
They call me Mr. Dynastic. Right.
Exactly.
There you go.
the only morning show that's truly dynastic.
And Lindsay said, why don't you use the word dynastic? And I was like, I'm not really sure if I know it. Is it really a word? Should I use it? And then George said, I've been using that word for 20 years.
Sports, fun, frivolity, and Sedano educating Cappy one vocabulary word at a time.
Here it is, dynastic in the Webster's Dictionary. Is it relating to a line of hereditary rulers of a country or relating to succession of people or groups? There you go. All right.
Whenever I hear that word, I think of the song Boombastic when he's like, they call me Mr. Boombastic.
Oh, Shaggy. Yeah. No question.
Okay, they call me Mr. Dynastic. Right.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Dynastic. That could be you, Captain. Right.
Start your day the dynastic way with Sedano and Cap. Weekday mornings starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Okay, they call me Mr. Dynastic. Right.
Exactly.
There you go.
Counting you down to Week 12 Sunday Night Football at SoFi Stadium.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jay Vice of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams are looking for 6 straight wins and to keep the winning rolling at SoFi.
And the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff keeps rolling from Cosm Los Angeles. Davante Adams has been unstoppable this season when it comes to hitting pay dirt. Time to keep it rolling tonight against Tampa Bay.
They open up. They throw the slant. Left side. Davante's got it. Touchdown, LA! The 1,000th reception of a Hall of Fame career gives the Rams a 2-score lead over the Seahawks.
Rams-Bucs Week 12 Sunday Night Football. We count you down to kickoff right now.
Rams-Bucs Week 12 Sunday Night Football.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
Live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens.
back to Travis Rogers.
Week 12 of the NFL season, and the Rams are in prime time. They got the Bucs at SoFi Stadium tonight. Rams still have 2 more primetime games the rest of the way as well. They got a Thursday night up in Seattle against the Seahawks, which could be an absolutely epic game. And then they have a Monday night game against the Atlanta Falcons, which may not be the world's greatest football game, but may be awfully important for the Rams. They're going to want to make sure that they add to the Eagles, or I should say the Falcons' loss total. They, of course, own the Falcons' first-round pick in the 2026 draft. Let's talk about some of the games going on right now. The top games of the day are brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. And you know, Sue, we're here at Cosm in the Hall. We got a bunch of big TVs we're looking at. Dak Prescott he became the Cowboys' all-time leading passer in yardage, passing Tony Romo earlier in this game. He just hit CeeDee Lamb with a long play. Now, the Cowboys are behind 21-7 as we're watching this. Soon to be 21-14. They just scored a touchdown right there. Is CeeDee Lamb the best wide receiver in football? Because every time I look up, that guy's making a crazy catch.
No, I mean, yes, he's really good, and he's definitely the clear number 1 for the Cowboys, but the best receiver in football is Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Okay.
He is
good choice too.
Monster. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening right now, but he's acting like the sliders are on 0 and he's just balling out there.
Did he take those kids in Philadelphia punching his face on the image on the punching bag seriously? Did he take it personally? Did you see that, Sua?
Did you see that, Sua?
No, I didn't.
So there's an elementary school, right, Em?
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
That they put like life-size pictures.
Abbott Elementary bit?
Kinda.
It's not, but it's a Philadelphia school.
And they had big like life-size pictures of a bunch of Cowboys players and
on
a bunch
punching
of the kids
bags.
had boxing gloves on, and they were wailing at pictures like CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott.
Oh.
They were getting their frustrations out.
Well,
it was simultaneously very funny and alarming.
Why are these kids this angry?
That's all of Philadelphia.
Wow, must be North Philly.
All right, let's talk about this. The Browns are up on the Raiders 24-3 with about half of the fourth quarter to go. The Rams couldn't, I should say the Raiders couldn't score 21 more points in half of a quarter if you gave them a million years to do it.
Yeah.
Let me ask a pretty simple question. Are the Raiders the worst team in football? I think they could. Look, the Browns are kicking their butts. Does that not qualify you as the worst team in football?
They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. I just don't know how, because Geno Smith was a good quarterback in Seattle last year.
He certainly was.
He was a good quarterback in Seattle.
Yeah.
This was not the Geno Smith we saw.
Happened?
I don't. Do the Raiders play defense?
The Raiders don't do anything.
They're just They're just blowing Max Crosby's prime.
Would you trade him? Obviously, you can't do it this year, but I mean, you could get a lot from Max Crosby. He's a terrific player. Why not trade him and try again?
Get 3 O-linemen and 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, and just give whatever quarterback you're going to draft a fighting chance. Well, That's another problem. You should have drafted a quarterback last year.
If you don't,
because there ain't one in this draft waiting for you.
Doesn't look like it.
So
it doesn't look like it. But again, to your point where you started, it felt like Geno was, hey, we got an NFL quarterback. Is he the second coming of Patrick Mahomes? No. Is he better than anybody we've had come through here in the last 6-7 years? Yes.
He had 10 wins with the Seahawks the season before, and he barely missed the playoffs.
And it just, poof, gone. And just, I had high hopes for the Raiders this year.
I did too.
And so this game, obviously, the first start of Shedeur Sanders' career, 11 of 20 as I look at it right now, 209 yards and a touchdown pass. Pretty good debut.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. I'm sure Twitter's going to love to speculate and form sides and try to turn it into a complete drama, nonsense, back and forth. But other than that, the Browns look completely different. And I don't know if it's because Shedeur's at quarterback or if the Raiders are just atrocious.
Two things can be true at the same time, so it could be both of those things. The Rams, or why do I keep saying the Rams? The Raiders could be that bad, and certainly Shedeur could give them a little spark because they look like a functioning football team today. Let's go on to this next one here. The Cardinals currently have a 21-7 lead, or 21-17 lead against Jacksonville right now. We saw Jacksonville earlier this season. You look at Jacksonville, they got a 6-4 record. They're currently in possession of a playoff spot. We haven't seen Arizona so far this season, but 3-7. Jacoby Brissett seems to have kind of given them a little bit of an offensive identity. I can't figure Arizona out. Every year it feels like, hey, maybe this is the year, and then every year they go out and they win 6 games.
They're bad.
Yeah.
They're bad. They haven't really recovered since Kingsbury took over. It's something happened in the front office where all the players just kind of were like, we're done. Like, all the players just sold out and just kind of seemed like we're not buying into anything that you're doing over here, and they just are stuck in a rut that there's like a gray cloud hangs over their stadium. I don't know what the answer is for them because Kyler Murray has moments where he looks like he can be the guy, and then the team has moments where it's like that everybody's bad.
He has moments, but he doesn't have weeks or months.
No.
Like he'll have
he'll have 1 month, September.
Yeah. It's always
September. He will go nuclear. 3 games, throw for 300 yards, run for 2 touchdowns. Cardinals will be 4-0, and then something happens, and they'll be 4-8.
Eagles are up on the Cowboys right now, 21-14. That one's just got a little less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter there. We saw the Rams and the Eagles play earlier this year, so obviously the Eagles won the game. They blocked a couple of kicks in the fourth quarter, so they have the head-to-head tiebreaker there. But when you just look at the way that these two teams are constructed, do the Rams check more boxes than Philadelphia, or because Philly checks a lot of boxes as well, or is it still neck and neck as you see it?
I would say it's 50-50. It's pretty even. I would say Philly has the better defense. I would say the Rams have the better offense because Sean McVay has the better play caller. I think McVay is the more talented passer. I think that the Rams and receivers, Eagles, they're kind of 50-50. Obviously, they won in the running back category, but they're a 50-50 team. That's why the game was so close. That's why it was decided on a blocked field goal. Like, you can't go wrong choosing either team.
2 blocked field goals.
Yeah.
I'd have repressed one of them.
I think the big thing for that game, if they ever do play again, is Lane Johnson, whether he's there or not.
Yeah.
And if he's not there, I think the Eagles are in big trouble, as well as the improvement of Emmanuel Forbes. So we mentioned him as the most improved player in JB's segment. He was targeted so much in that game, especially at the end of the game when the Eagles were coming back. It was A.J. Brown versus Emmanuel Forbes, and he was just getting cooked. And now he's not, like last game against JSN, he totally shut him down.
He held his own. Like, he held his own. You're not going to shut that guy down, like to your point, Em, but he did not get murdered out there. He survived.
JSN had the worst numbers against anybody this whole season against Emmanuel Forbes.
But I also think it's a different matchup because A.J.'s just big.
Yeah.
He's just bigger than Forbes, and I don't know if even if you have improved, it's not going to change the fact that I'm 6'3", 220, and when I do this, you just can't get to the ball.
You can't get there. I am glad this one's coming at the end of the segment because I don't know what to do with this. The Chicago Bears are 8-3. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers today, 31-28. I still have never watched a Bears game this season and thought, that's a pretty good team right there. But they're 8-3, and in the words of Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are, and the Bears are 8-3. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. Maurice Jones-Drew, he will join us next. That's coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN. Hey, football action is even better when, you heard Sua mention a minute ago, when you're playing Prize Picks. So keep this incredible season rolling the entire time on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. And all you got to do to play Prize Picks is pick more or less. You open up the app, you look at a player's stat projection, you go, oh, I think he's going to get more than that, or there's no way he's going to get that, and I'm going to take less than that. And you can follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in as easy as one click. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code RAMS50 to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it is good to be right.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
You can jump in, get a great workout, and feel the results. They even have programs for youth and workouts for the entire family. And my favorite part, the recovery room. That's where I recharge after going all out in my workouts. Check out the UFC gym for yourself and train like I did. Trust me, you'll feel like a champ.
Sports fans, get ready for game day. Whether it's sliders, wings, chips, or salsa, Stella Rosa wines are the perfect pairing for all your favorite game day bites. This semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine is best served chilled, making every sip as refreshing as a game-winning play. Grab a couple of bottles next time you're at the store and make your game day even sweeter. Nothing beats a cold glass of Stella Rosa while rooting for your team. Please celebrate responsibly.
This season, celebrating in a new Volvo is easier than ever. Now through December 31st, you can save on select SUVs during our Holiday Safely Sign and Drive event. With advanced safety features and Google built in, our SUVs help keep your family safe and connected, from gift runs to holiday gatherings. Whether it's compact versatility or comfort with seating up to 7, Volvo SUVs are up for anything. Sign and drive to make one yours. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more. Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Our 8-2 Rams battled the 6-4 Tampa Bay Bucs. Week 12, football night in America.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams-Bucs, Week 12, Sunday Night Football.
And it is the Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from Cosm Los Angeles. Football night in America. And remember, you could hear every moment of Rams football tonight in crystal clear digital audio. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! You've got Rams football in the palm of your hand. The all-new ESPN LA app. Rams-Bucs Sunday Night Football keeps rolling.
Once again live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Back to Travis Rogers.
All right, we are joined right now by the next member of the broadcast crew, none other than Maurice Jones-Drew, who joins us from inside of SoFi Stadium. So let's start right here, Maurice. Obviously, this is a big game on the heels of a big game last week against Seattle. What is the for lack of a better word, the hangover effect after having such an emotional, tough win a week ago and then having to turn around and play another very good team 7 days later?
Yeah, welcome to the NFL.
Right.
When you get to this point in the season, every game is going to get down to that. If you look at some of these other people's schedule. And so if you're the Rams, you're saying, listen, we have to continue to keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles. We got to give ourselves a shot to get the 1 seed. But more importantly, we got to continue to play good football and focus on what we're doing. And the Rams have done an awesome job on both sides of the ball. As much as we we wanted the offense to score more and do better. That was a great defense they went against. The defense did an awesome job of nullifying Sam Darnold and that passing attack. Well, guess what? You have a different type of passing attack against a different type of team. Can you do the same thing to Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And so, again, this comes down to the defensive line, controlling the line of scrimmage, getting pressure on Baker, forcing him to do all the scrambling stuff that he likes to do, and then not allowing Baker to use his energy to kind of get this team going. And so it's a different challenge this week. But I think, we hope to get the same result as we did last week of nullifying the passing game of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mo, I've never been on a winning NFL football team, so I'm curious to know what is the biggest distraction for the team right now at this point in the season. Is it not looking ahead? Is it dealing with injuries? What exactly is the biggest distraction?
Oh, man, well, listen, first and foremost, I apologize because I was on a winning team a couple years in the league, but you know what it's like when you're the man. Everybody, I think that's the biggest thing is when you're the man and you go places, people know who you are. You get the best table at the restaurant. I think it's less about on the field because when you're at practice, you're locked in, you're doing the things. It's making sure that you don't overextend yourself personally, especially being in Los Angeles, right? Like, I remember playing in college, and granted, I wasn't at SC when SC was rolling, but we were doing our own thing at UCLA. And my last year, we were undefeated. And I remember, people saying, hey, man, like, you can go to this restaurant and get this table, and they'll do this for you, and they'll do that. And I was like, like, I don't want that. That's bad. And so I think for the Rams, the most important thing is to being where your feet are, right? Understanding that this is going to be the most important thing each day is being the best you can be and making sure you're getting the proper rest and staying with your routine. That's going to be the deal. I think it's less on the field. I think the coaches and the players all understand that. But as a young player, when we were good in Jacksonville, I would tend to stray away to other cities. You know what I mean, on that off day. And we can't have that here. We got to be locked in and in this race.
So I need to know this. I've always wondered this. What is the best table in the restaurant? Is it in the middle of the restaurant where you're the center of attention, or is it one of those booths off to the side?
No, it's in the back.
It's in the back where no one can see you.
It's in the back. It's the private room. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The private room is the best.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if we want to be all eyes on us or we want to be in the back room where no one can see.
No, we're getting in and out.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yeah. We're going to stay a little bit. We're going to enjoy each other's company, but we're going to be away from everyone else. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like it for sure. Maurice Jones-Drew getting us ready for Rams and Bucs. And, you mentioned the number one seed, and obviously the Rams and the Eagles are kind of in this, back and forth to see, the Eagles look like they're in pretty control of their game today. We'll see how that one wraps up. The Rams need to keep pace tonight. But when you look across the NFC, whether it's Philadelphia, whether it's any of the other teams, do the Rams check more boxes as far as just they got the quarterback, they got the coach, they got the defense? You just start to go down these things. Does it feel like the Rams have more of those boxes checked than any of the other NFC teams?
Well, I was going to say yes before I saw who went on IR. A couple days ago, right? And so you got Higbee on IR, you have Lake on IR, you have Havenstein on IR. So that concerns me a little bit, Havenstein, because when he was in, even though he was dealing with whatever ailment he was dealing with, that line was intact, and they were moving people off the ball, and you got to hope McClendon comes in and does the same thing. But that concerns me. Quentin Lake has probably been playing the best nickel safety in the league. If he wasn't a Pro Bowler or All-Pro, this year he was more than that than anything else. Losing him is going to be a big deal for the defense. And then obviously Higbee. We saw, what was it, a couple years ago when he came back off his ACL, and he came back against the Jets and the energy that he brings and the blocking and all those things. So those guys are going to hurt a little bit. And I would say again, when you talk about it, yes, when the Rams are whole and healthy, they check every box. I think when you're playing some backups, some guys out of position, that's where you're going to get a little worrisome there. But hopefully the Rams understand and they put a game plan together to really, make sure that they're not putting overextending guys into situations where they won't be successful.
You mentioned the injuries, and specifically you mentioned Higbee. Does this change McVay's 13 magical personnel package that he's been running the last few weeks? Does this now create a stress on the youngin Ferguson? Is he expected to step up in the passing game? How does McVay navigate these waters?
Yeah, it's funny because, going to the facility on Thursday and kind of watching them and talking to coaches and people, they want to get him the ball. They want to find ways to get him going because he's such a tremendous talent. And I think, early on it was like, how can we get him going? We have 3 other tight ends that are doing a good job, so we'll figure it out. I think now it's like, okay, Higbee being out, you're going to take some of those Higbee plays as well as we have plays created for you. And again, some of these are blessings in disguises, right? We talked about guys getting banged up and, McVay having to switch his personnel a little bit when Puka went out to implement that 13 to see how well it's done since then. I think now you're going to see an explosion of Terrence Ferguson because, again, without Higbee being there, it's not going to be 4 tight ends for 3 spots. Whenever you go 13, Ferguson's going to be on that field, and he's going to be able to make plays.
Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So we've seen Baker Mayfield be awesome. He was an early season MVP candidate. We've seen Baker Mayfield kind of struggle a little bit at times. What do the Rams need to do to Baker, Mo, to make sure that you get the second version of Baker and not MVP level of Baker?
Well, I think the biggest thing is collapse the pocket and not allow him to have those escape routes that we've seen. Baker is at his best when he can get out of the pocket and he can run and do all that and, shrug his shoulders and do the Baker walk and all that stuff. We got to eliminate that. Don't allow him to get out of the pocket. Keep him in the pocket, collapse the pocket, and force everything to collapse on top of him. And then when he does get some opportunities to make plays, make sure we're getting the receivers down. A lot of when you see Mbuka or Godwin when now he's healthy or some of the other guys, Cade Otton, those guys will get catch and run. So we got to be able to catch and tackle. We can't allow these guys to get run after catch. And then obviously with the running game, if you can make them one-dimensional, that'll make things better for the Rams, right? Taking away that running game early and not allowing him to utilize that play-action pass is going to be huge. So a lot of it is just, again, it sounds crazy, but you want Baker to stay in the pocket. You don't want Baker running outside and scrambling and throwing on the run and all that stuff. You want him to stay in the pocket and have to throw through the trees. And I think the Rams will be successful. So that to me, to get that second one that you talked about, you just got to collapse the pocket, get around him, and don't let him get out.
Mo, I know Baker's great. I know early in the season he was making a case for MVP, but injuries did bite or did come, and he's dealing with a lot of missing targets on the outside. This is a beat-up Bucs team. Am I crazy to believe that the Rams are going to blow these boys out today? I just don't think that this Bucs team is recovered, especially after that tough loss last week against the Bills.
That's that SC in you, right? Yeah, that's that SC in you when you guys you're flying high. You're like, oh, we should win every game. We should do this. It's the NFL. I don't know about blowout per se. I do know the Rams have always had a great game plan against Todd Bowles and his defense. They've always found ways to put up points. But I don't know if a blowout's 10 points, if it's 3 points.
No Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's what I know. But listen, man, it's the NFL. As much as we want to say, no, this guy, for whatever reason, another guy's going to step up and make plays, right? And so you got to find a way. When a team is down, you just want to get out of there. When a team is beat up like the Bucs, you got to get out of there with a victory. You could talk about them being down, but they scored, 33 against the Bills?
Yep.
They tore the Bills up in Buffalo. And so I don't know. Like I said, it's just so hard to guess and see what a blowout may be. When you have a team down, you just want to win handedly. And if that's winning by 7 but not leading the whole way and looking efficient, that's awesome. But, in the NFL, you can be dominating a game like we saw on Thursday and the Bills still have a chance to win. That's just how it goes. So I don't know if blowout, is the answer. But I think the Rams have a great opportunity today to win, and I think that's going to be important.
Maurice Jones-Drew will be alongside JB Long. All of your play-by-play coming up at 5:20. Maurice, as always, thanks so much.
No. We're not going to do that today. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get off that easy.
We got about 8 seconds.
Listen, the De La Salle Spartans, they made it back. We don't know who we're going to play, but we'll be in state. Let's remember.
All right.
We don't know who we're going to play, but we ended up our end of the bargain. We handled it. So whoever we face in state, December 13th. If you don't have anything to do on that Saturday, that's what some people say. Some people say Santa Margarita. It doesn't bother us. Whoever. But if you're listening, be wherever we got to be December 13th. It's going to be a great game.
You got it, Bo. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
All right, you got it. Did you know that in the NFC divisional round on January 23rd, 2022, the Rams defeated the Bucs 30-27. The Rams took a commanding lead, 27-3, before Tampa Bay stormed back with 24 straight points. The Rams drove 66 yards in 5 plays on the final drive, kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired. Did you know this game in Rams history is presented by LA Care? LA Care is more than a health plan. We're part of your community. Meet LA's most affordable health plan. Visit lacarecovered.org. What's the biggest difference when you get one of these primetime games? Like when you're playing Sunday morning at 10 or Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, there's a bunch of other games going on, but you get Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. What's the biggest difference?
You're the center of attention, and you better have a good game because not just the fam's watching, all of Twitter's watching.
Yeah.
And if you're out there getting torched, I don't think you're going to be searching your name on Twitter after the game. It's not a friendly place to be.
It's such a weird deal, too, because, I think all athletes are like this, but you get used to your rhythms. You get used to the timing of how you do this. I get ready here. I drive to the stadium here. I put on my pads here. And all of a sudden, it's like we're not playing until 5:30 at night. It's just a totally different routine getting up to game day.
I hated night games as much as people are like, the big stage under the lights. Yeah, the whole prime time. I hated it because I hated waiting. I hated waiting all day at the hotel and waiting to play and seeing everybody else playing. I'm just waiting around. It just was the worst. And I also want to get home and watch the game, so I always like playing in the morning.
Yeah, no, mornings are better for everything. Let's get up, let's get it done, and then we can enjoy the rest of our afternoon. Unless, of course, you have a prime timer, which is exactly what the Rams have tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Old friend Baker Mayfield back inside SoFi Stadium after he came in for just a 5-game stint for the Rams a few years ago, and that was the lost season. It's the one season under Sean McVay that was just a complete bust, 5-12. But the 5 games that they played with Baker Mayfield, they finished 2-3, and of course that incredible win on Thursday night against the Raiders. We still got a lot more to get to. We're going to get you ready for this one against Tampa. Tampa coming into this one pretty shorthanded, and the Rams too with some very key losses. We'll start right there with some of their more important players who will be unavailable not just today, but for the next several weeks along the way. That is all coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
The 2025 Subaru Shed.
Here we go, Sunday. Here we go, Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. It is here. Week 12 NFL Sunday, prime time for our Los Angeles Rams. This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from Cosm Los Angeles with Travis Rogers and Stuart Cravens. Rams-Bucs football night in America But first, let's hear from the big voice guy.
And last Sunday, the winning kept on coming for our LA Rams. But it was close.
With 1 second to go for the Seahawks. Snap, hold, and boot on the way. It's fading right. It's bleeding right. It's no good. And the Rams are in first place in the NFC West.
Now, it's time for prime time at the Palace in Inglewood. Sunday night football for Week 12. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are here under the lights for Aaron Donald bobblehead night. Rams-Bucs, Week 12 Sunday night football.
And here we go, 1 hour until kickoff. Week 12, Sunday night football, Rams-Bucs.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Rams-Bucs, Week 12 Sunday night football.
Now live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Here's your host, Travis Rogers.
Things are getting interesting, and they are getting interesting in a hurry. The Dallas Cowboys have caught the Philadelphia Eagles at 21. Saquon Barkley just fumbled, recovered by the Cowboys. So Cowboys have a chance to take the lead if they can score after picking up that recovery, which, of course, means that if Dallas does their part, the Rams could be, by the end of tonight, the number one seed in the NFC. They are currently tied with the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-2 apiece. Philadelphia, of course, holds that tiebreaker, but the way that this one is going and the way that it feels like the momentum in that game has changed, the Rams could be the top seed in the NFC by about, let's call it 8:30 tonight.
Yeah, and that makes me glad that I asked JB the question of what the magic number is, because now that exact reality can play out. If the Eagles lose tonight, I think the race is to 14 or 15.
14 feels like the number. 15, I think, is a guarantee you're going to be that top seed, right? But 14 feels like a pretty good shot, because you look at what the Rams have left. They still got to play the Detroit Lions. You still got to play Seattle up in Seattle. And you still have the game tonight against Tampa Bay. You got 3 tough opponents. Philadelphia really doesn't have. They got the Commanders twice. Of course, no Jaden Daniels, so that's a little different. They've got the Chicago Bears. Again, a pretty good team, but nothing that really scares you quite like that. So this is a very big deal for the Rams tonight against Tampa to win this.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, you win tonight. You don't have to worry about the tiebreaker. You don't have to worry about somebody else controlling your destiny. You are in full and total control of that first seed if you just handle business if the Eagles lose tonight.
All right, it's time for the Morning Minute presented by Quaker, the official oatmeal of the Los Angeles Rams. Let's talk about some of these games that took place earlier today. The Lions beat the Giants in overtime, 34-27. The Giants basically just did the thing where they're like, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to start to do some wild you-know-what just to see what happens. One of those wild you-know-whats ended with Jameis Winston catching a touchdown pass and shaking a guy, which was awesome. And then they decided to go for it on fourth in what felt like a way too much towards the end of the game. Ultimately, it gets them their 10th loss of the season.
Jameis Winston, I know they lost today.
Is there anybody more fun in the league to watch for all of the good and all of the bad reasons?
Yes, he is a moneymaker. He is just entertaining to watch.
Really is.
And it's not just how he plays. I want to listen to him after the game. I want put a microphone and just let him go.
It's funny.
Just let him play instead of Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, come back next season.
Come back next season.
100%. Are they bringing Jackson Dart back?
Maybe, for all we know.
For what?
Here's what I would like. I want Jameis to go make as much money as he can playing football for as long as. But we need to get him on TV as quickly as possible. And that's why good teams are good teams and bad teams are bad teams, because Cowboys just put the ball back on the ground right there. The Packers, they beat the Vikings 23-6, and boy, oh boy, does it look like the Vikings really screwed up by letting Sam Darnold walk out of the building.
They call him 9.
They call him 9. That's right. 9 did not have another good day.
Call 911.
Yeah.
Call somebody else.
He's more like 6 right now, upside down.
Yes.
Well, let's see how 9 did today. I'm looking at the wrong game here. Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's see how 9, what that alter ego did today.
Let's see. Old 9, his line today was 12 out of 19 for 87 yards and 2 picks.
Great.
12 completions for 87 yards.
And nearly got some safeties at the end of the game as well.
That is really something
And this is
else.
why I laugh at the combine, because everybody puts so much into those 3 days of guys running around in shirt and underwear.
So silly.
And ignore their 3 to 4 year resume of film of exactly who they are. JJ showed you at Michigan. This is my bread and butter right here. Handoff. Okay? 5 games in that playoff round, I threw for less than 200 yards in 5 of those games. The last 7 games of the season. Why? How am I a top 10 pick?
I don't ever want to be an NFL scout. I would not be any good at it. But there's something about just the eye test. Like, that's an NFL quarterback. That's not. And he never felt to me like a guy that passed the eye test for that.
JJ's a top 10 pick, but Shador isn't?
Yeah. Well, Shador looked a lot better than old J.J. McCarthy
If
today.
Shador is a 5th-round pick, how the hell did JJ go top 10?
This is how you know it's a big game, Sua. Because Scott Kaplan has showed up for the Rams pregame show. How do you feel, Cappy? This is a big deal. I think this is your first pregame show appearance.
I have not been on the pregame show. I'm flattered to be on the pregame show, and I feel like I just came into the middle of a whole Shador thing.
No, hey, by the way, how wrong were we about the Raiders?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They're so bad.
Are they the worst team in the league?
Oh, yeah. They're worse than the Jets.
That's saying something.
Hey,
that's saying a lot.
How'd they beat New England in week 1?
It lied to everybody. Yeah, week 1's a liar.
Another fumble. Cowboys got it this time. That's 3 fumbles in like the last 5 plays.
By the way, can I ask you guys, you've been doing the pregame show all year from Cosm. This place is spectacular.
It's awesome.
Yeah. My girlfriend's her first time here. She's blown away. But, like, are you noticing the difference as the season's going on and the games are becoming more important? Like, you can feel this place blowing up.
Oh, you should have seen the tension in the first half when the Eagles were up 21-0. The Cowboy fans were not happy.
Oh, man.
They were ordering drinks. They were getting happy. Yeah. Now they're fired up, and they got a chance to take. They're going to get it on a very short field, too. It looks like they're going to get it on about the 10 or 12-yard line. So what are you looking forward to seeing tonight, Cap? It's an Aaron Donald bobblehead tonight?
Yeah, I've got some requests. Some people have asked me to make sure I get some Aaron Donald bobbleheads. I definitely want one because, last week he had his number retired at our alma mater.
Oh, that's
the
right.
University of Pittsburgh.
Were you out there?
I was not. I wish I was, but I wasn't. And Aaron Donald bobblehead is a good thing. I want to put it next to all my Shohei bobbleheads that I got this past year. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Rams continue to do what they got to do because Tampa Bay's coming in tonight. I'm not going to say that they're, like, completely desperate, but every game means so much right now. And in this game, both teams, this game means a lot. Like, if you're the Rams, you're trying to make sure you stay out ahead of San Francisco and Seattle.
They can be the number 1 seed. If the Cowboys can pull off an upset, they can be the number 1 seed by the end of the night.
And that's just it. So it seems like every game the Rams play in is a very big game. And it feels like for Tampa Bay, I don't know if you guys followed this all week, I'm sure you did, but Baker Mayfield talking about what the Rams have meant to his career, that's really interesting to me. Makes for an interesting side story. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Baker brings tonight and making sure that the Rams, who, by the way, I mean, now you got a tackle injury.
Yep.
You got a tight end, even though they've got 4 of them. They got 1 of them down.
Q Lake's out.
Yep. Safety, or corner's out. So is somebody in the secondary, Quentin Lake. So Rams are coming in much healthier, but all of a sudden some new injuries have popped up.
You think Chris is going to hit on his 14-3 pick?
He might, by the way.
It's a real thing.
More and more realistic week by week.
I know. 14-3 would be
I can't
incredible.
have an MB right about stuff. That's not going to work.
No, it just – I had to tell him on Friday how annoying he was.
He didn't know?
No, I knew, but I needed to, like, explain it to him.
I don't think he cares.
No, he doesn't care. No, he thrives on that.
Clearly, he does.
In one ear and out the other.
Yeah, that's what he wants, man.
Absolutely. You can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Expires February 8, 2026. Cappy, I want to put you on the spot here a little bit.
Yep.
Which week of the NFL season do you think was the last week the Rams successfully executed a field goal? We're in week 12, just to give you a reference point.
Well, let's see. They changed kickers, 2 weeks ago?
This will be week 3 with the new kicker.
And I don't feel like they've kicked at all.
They haven't.
They have not kicked a field goal in over a month and a half.
Not one field goal. And so then you're saying that prior to that it was another 4 weeks?
They haven't made a field goal since week 6.
It's been 6 weeks.
You're kidding me.
No.
Since we've seen attempted and made field goals. It's been 6 weeks.
Well, that makes a lot of sense as to why last week Sean McVay decided to go for it.
He goes for it every time now.
Yeah. We say it in the booth. I'm like, I guarantee Stafford doesn't even look to the sideline right here in
they're just going for it.
No, they're
right. and the interesting thing is you asked the right questions. When was the last time they executed a successful field goal? Not when was the last time the Rams kicker made a field goal. Right. Because the problem was not just the kicker. The problem was also the snap.
The blocked on the wing.
Right.
All of
so
it.
you saw against Philadelphia 2 blocked field goals that changes that whole game. And, again, it's been interior offensive line. It's been snap. It's been kick. There have been a lot of operational problems.
Week 6. Keep that in mind. That is incredible. All right, lots more to get to, including a conversation with the Super Bowl champion, Mr. DeMarco Farr. He's going to join us next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams radio network. And, you know, the hard-hitting football action never stops on Prize Picks. It never stops on Prize Picks. So just keep the season rolling by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So here's what you can do on Prize Picks. You just pick more or less. You just look at the statistical projections and you say, oh, Matthew Stafford, he's going to have more than that. Or, oh, Devontae Adams, he's going to have more than that. That is it, right? So download the Prize Picks app right now. Use the code RAMS50 to get up to $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using #BloomRamFit.
Hey, it's me, your heart valve. The blood flowy thing in your heart. Ooh, hear that? The whole stadium's cheering for heart valve screenings? Detecting heart valve disease is super important, especially if you're over 65. It's deadly if you don't treat it. That's right. Bo! Heart valve disease! Bo! Good news is, early detection saves lives. Go to listentoyourvalves.com and get screened for heart valve disease. Oh, and go Rams!
I always give thanks for cash, but I'll never poo-poo a gift card from Mom. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Book a room with the view for as low as $129.
Number 2.
Morongo's got your Thanksgiving feast to go. Your choice of a whole turkey, glazed ham, or prime rib with 6 sides and dessert. Order yours now.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Lincoln Nautilus November 30th.
Morongo, good times.
Your LA Rams have cemented themselves at the top of the NFC West standings after beating division rivals the Seattle Seahawks. Get ready for another electric matchup this Sunday, November 23rd, as Matthew Stafford and the Rams face off against Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers in a primetime Sunday night showdown at SoFi Stadium. The number 1 team in the NFC West versus the number 1 team in the NFC South. Secure your seat at therams.com/TB. Again, that's therams.com/TB. We'll see you at the Rams house. Game day is almost here. Are you ready to cheer on your LA Rams? Don't waste time running around town for game day snacks. Let Albertsons or Vons be your MVP. Order your game day essentials online and choose how you want to score. Drive up and go for a quick pickup, free with an order of $30 or more. Or enjoy convenient home delivery. Stock up on chips, wings, drinks, and all your favorite tailgate treats. Order now at albertsonsorvons.com or download the Albertsons or Vons app.
Service fee applies for orders scheduled for delivery and pickup orders under $30.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff
on your home of Rams football.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, live from Cosm Los Angeles. Well, we know last Sunday at SoFi was razor thin. Time for the fearsome Rams defense to haunt Baker Mayfield, just like they did to Sam Darnold last week.
Hit, jump pass, he throws it away again. Intercepted by the Rams.
We count you down to kick off Rams-Bucs, Week 12 Sunday Night Football.
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Counting you down to Week 12 Sunday Night Football at SoFi Stadium. The Rams, the Buccaneers.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rogers.
The Dallas Cowboys seem incapable of taking advantage of their good fortune. The Eagles get a goal line stand, and now the Eagles are on the move. Just a little bit more than 2 minutes left in that one. Need the Cowboys to win, so the Rams have a chance to be the number one seed in the NFC by the end of tonight.
This place is crazy.
It's awesome.
This place is like the most active I've ever seen it.
I love it.
It's like turning into a nightclub.
Let's check in with the third member of the broadcast crew, none other than the Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr. DeMarco, the Cowboys are not doing their part. They're letting the Eagles off the hook over and over again.
You know what? I was just thinking, I am so glad they turned that game off in here because people were getting into it. Really, I mean, really, for both teams, for the Rams in particular.
Yeah.
Stop watching that football game. It has nothing to do with you right now. Remember, your opponent is Tampa Bay, so hell of a game. Wow, I wish I could watch it, but I got another one to worry about here right now.
Indeed.
DeMarco, dealing with a ton of injuries right now. I think the biggest for the Rams is Lake. Does McCreary get in at all today? Do we see a rev in his
Okay, so Sua, this is a great conversation. So Josh Wallace is going to go at nickel. If they go dime, if they bring in another safety, they're going to bring in Roger McCreary. In the red zone, look for more Wallace. But look, this attacking style of defense that doesn't give up big plays, I think Chris Shula has been in his bag as much as Sean McVay about calling defenses, having guys on the same page. When you have all 11 on the same page stopping the run and they're fitting it right, perfectly almost every time, you know there's buy-in. So, look, I think Wallace will do a great job at nickel. Let's see what McCreary has coming in at dime, and then at some point, I bet you see McCreary go in at the nickel.
DeMarco's keys to the game are driven by your Southern California Toyota dealers. It's the Here and Now sales event. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. How much are you looking forward to looking at Tristan Wirfs v. Jared Verse today, DeMarco?
You know, it's funny. Okay, so Jared Verse, I love. And in today's NFL where they say pressures and knockdowns are more important than sacks, Jared Verse is your modern edge guy, defensive end. He gets pressure, period. You can't look at the sack column and say he's great, but if you watch the tape, he's constantly affecting quarterbacks. And he goes and seeks out the other guy. When he goes and plays the 49ers, he goes and talks to Trent Williams. He understands what big and great is. So Tristan Wirfs is on his list. It's a challenge. He's up to the challenge. It's just another name for him. But that is going to be a first class, a whale of a matchup. Can't wait to see that.
We talk a lot about this defense, and we talk about how great that front seven is. We're at the midway point. Who would you say has been the MVP of this front seven? I mean, you can pick Landman, you can pick Verse, you can pick Colby. Who would you say?
Ooh, okay, first of all, go Dogs. Have to say that. Way to go. Woof. You know, I spent all morning arguing with this dude that went to Georgia. Like, they said that we can't say go Dogs. I'm like, there's a W in it. Is there a W in Georgia? You know, just making it up. Anyway, but going forward, picking an MVP. Easy, man. I'll land on Matthew Stafford. He's the engine. He's the thing that makes it go. On offense, you got to help him out. I don't mean just blocking and running the football. Protecting the football, number one. No pre-snap penalties. If you're a young receiver, I see Mumfield running around warming up. If you get on the field, know your alignment. And remember, things can change. So communication's big. You don't want to burn timeouts. You want to help Matthew Stafford. Stay on the field. The longer he stays on it, the better it is for you.
All right, just giving you an update, DeMarco. The Cowboys are getting the ball back with 1:44 to go. They're going to have it at their own 20-yard line, so they need a field goal to win that game and give the Rams a chance. We talked about the one matchup, Wirfs v. Verse. What about kind of flipping it? Speaking of your dogs, Vita Vea against Coleman Shelton.
Okay, so that was the conversation we had about the red zone. So if you got Devontae Adams and Sua, you saw what Devontae did in the red zone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't cover that. If you're that DB, you just look at your coach and tip your cap.
Open.
I can't cover that. Right, he's open. So you got to devote some resources to stopping him. That's what I would do because I have a guy like Vea. if I'm going to go light against anybody, I would say I'd go light against the Rams and see if I can stop Kyron with 7. But I got to double Devontae. That's how that red zone should go. But if you're Todd Bowles, you play games with that, you mix in some pressure. But I think that's the only way really to stop Devontae in the red zone is with 2 people.
DeMarco, the Bucs are dealing with a ton of injuries, missing 2 out of their 3 best receivers. Is this just a game where the Rams got to pin their ears back and get after Baker?
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'm going to give them props. They're missing people, but they keep scoring points. So I don't know what to make of them. I'll give it all to Baker. As long as they have, like how we feel about Matthew Stafford, I'm just going to assume they feel that way about Baker Mayfield. Because if you watch him play, he's bailed them out a ton. I mean, that is the magic sauce, the reason he stays on the field, like we're saying with Stafford, picking up his own first down, scrambling, throwing guys open. So it doesn't matter who's in there with him. It seems like Baker's moving them up and down the field.
Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. I'm going to put you on the spot a little, DeMarco. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so T.J. Watt passed J.J. Watt today for most sacks in the Watt family in NFL history.
Yeah.
Which Watt is the better player?
Oh, my God. I'm going to go with I'm still going to go with J.J.
Me too.
I'm going against the grain.
Yeah, me too.
T.J. is an outside dude. He's usually taking tight ends and running backs. J.J. Watt was a wrecking machine from tackle to tackle just to make people mad, even though his brother just beat him out. And I know that's got to kill him because there's nothing you can do about it now. Absolutely nothing. But I'm going to go with J.J. Watt.
All right.
DeMarco, the Rams got a chance to be number 1 in the NFC. I think that they might do it. The Cowboys might pull it off and put the Rams in first place.
That's the Cowboys, right?
Yeah,
you got to be better team on game day. All that matters is right now.
They just fumbled, DeMarco.
Let me get off the line. You guys are killing my focus. Tampa Bay.
Okay, one question. Is Seattle the Rams' toughest remaining opponent?
Well, I mean, yes. I think last week you were tested unlike any other time this season outside of Philly, and you had a chance to win that. But I mean, I'm looking at Tampa Bay. I just watched their O-line come out. These guys get paid too, so focus on the Bucs, and then if the Rams win it, we'll talk about their toughest opponent.
So with no Tyler Higbee, he gets placed on IR. He's going to miss the next 4 weeks at least. Does that mean that we see less of that 12 and 13, or can you still do it with Hawkinson, Allen, and Ferguson?
Oh, I think so. The only question I have is this: which guy do you put in line? Which tight end? Colby Parkinson is great as the move guy when you're always in motion and you're hitting guys on angles because he's a giraffe. He does a great bluff block. But when you're an inline tight end like Higbee, his role, you got to root those edge guys out. You got to be a little bit tough and tougher than you think. So I wonder which guy assumes that role.
DeMarco Farr will be on the sidelines for tonight's game, the Rams and the Bucs. Kickoff coming up at 5:20. DeMarco, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
You got it, guys. See you then.
All right, you got it. Lots more to get to, including how many, 35 or 36 fumbles in this Cowboy-Eagles game that we'll keep you updated on. It's all coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey, it's Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr. The Rams do this really cool pick'em that's powered by Pechanga Resort Casino, where today they ask you which Ram player will have the first sack of the game. Byron Young, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Josiah Stewart, none or other. If you love football, then you should play Rams Pick'em. Predict what will happen during the Rams season for your chance to win game tickets, signed merchandise, and more.
Vote now at therams.com/pick'em. Powered by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official California gaming and casino partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Coach, the energy out there felt different. What changed for the team today?
It was the new game day scratchers from the California Lottery. Players, everything. Those games sent the team's energy through the roof.
Are you saying it was the off-field play that made the difference on the field?
Hey, a little play makes your day, and today, it made the game. That's all for now.
Coach, one more question.
Play the new Los Angeles Rams Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
Officer, can I get your perspective as a man of the law?
You know I'm a mall cop, right?
You see this Hyundai Santa Fe? I only paid for it.
Whoa.
Right? I'm not in trouble, am I?
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end December 1st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Attention football fans. Get early access to Black Friday savings at Howard's Appliances now. Turn your kitchen into a pizzeria with Frigidaire's new stone-baked pizza mode, saving $1,000 plus we pay the sales tax. This oven reaches 750 degrees for restaurant-quality pizza at home in as little as 2 minutes, so you can savor pizza and the family time. In this oven, pizza is just one of 15-plus cooking modes. Visit howards.com to find a location near you. Dare to expect more. Frigidaire.
The biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland on 710.
I don't need nipple rings at all.
I think it's crazy.
Pepe,
I wouldn't do it.
just one.
No way, man.
One nip.
Are you rebuttoning your shirt?
I tell you what.
One nip, Pepe.
Pepe is so nervous about this subject, he just buttoned his shirt up.
He's like, no.
Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million. $1
Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays are back. Presented by Pachanga Resort Casino.
Listen every Monday during football season
To the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Mason and Ireland, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show.
All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays presented by Pachanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino.
All gas, all Lakers.
Today, the Lake Show and the Jazz run it back for the second game in a row. This time in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Back to LeBron for three. Got it. First three of the season for LeBron.
LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers versus the Jazz starts today at 3:30 p.m. Catch all the action on KNX AM 1070.
And the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Counting you down to Week 12 Sunday Night Football at SoFi Stadium.
Touchdown, LA! Hi, this is Jay Vice of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams are looking for 6 straight wins and to keep the winning rolling at SoFi.
And the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff keeps rolling from Cosm Los Angeles. Devontae Adams has been unstoppable this season when it comes to hitting pay dirt. Time to keep it rolling tonight against Tampa Bay.
They open up. They throw the slant. Left side. Devontae's got it. Touchdown, LA! The 1,000th reception of a Hall of Fame career gives the Rams a 2-score lead over the Seahawks.
Rams-Bucs Week 12 Sunday Night Football. We count you down to kickoff right now.
Rams-Bucs Week 12 Sunday Night Football.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
Live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens.
back to Travis Rogers.
All right, a quick reminder that if you are looking for the Laker pregame show, Laker game tips off in about 17 minutes from right now. You can find that on KNX 1070 or the ESPN LA app where you can hear it in crystal clear digital audio. So you can go watch your Lakers or listen to your Lakers right there. Sua, we're here at Cosm. We're watching the final seconds of the Eagles and the Cowboys. Cowboys hit a big one to George Pickens. They are at the 22-yard line. It looks like they're going to knee it in the middle of the field and give Brandon Aubrey a chance to kick a game-winning field goal, which means if the Rams can win tonight, the Rams will be the number 1 seed in the NFC at the end of Week 12.
Yes, good.
You Mr. Burns from The Simpsons? Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is good. This is really good. And I think that we've seen this trend. It's kind of been on pace for this to happen. The Rams have been this way, and the Eagles have been the opposite. It's kind of two powerhouse programs dealing with two different dynamics. You got the Rams that are just clean cut, got the nice suit, hair slicked back, suitcase, and on time. And then you got the Eagles storming in late, and they're normally the top performer, but in the last 2 months, you ain't been producing.
Nope.
You ain't been producing.
You're as good as your last quota. That's it.
There's a new employee of the month.
That's right. That's why they change it out every few days. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Expires February 8, 2026. Right now, it's also time for our Prize Picks preview, powered every week by Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and play. Prize Picks, it is good to be right. What do the Rams need to avoid tonight? So obviously the Rams are playing really good football. They have a chance to be the top seed in the league, but Tampa is, again, they're leading their own division. They're missing a lot of guys, but that's a dangerous football team.
Yeah, they're a dangerous football team, so do not play down to your competition simply because their injuries have them lacking, because we saw where that'll get you when the 49ers came into town and you took them lightly. Do not make the same mistake. Get up, get out, start the game fast like you did in Frisco, put it away early, and keep your foot on their necks. This is Baker Mayfield. You saw what he can do with a minimal playbook. Imagine what he can do if you give him an opening for a fourth-quarter comeback. Do not give him the chance tonight.
And we saw him last week in Buffalo against the Bills put together, they scored in the 30s, and he was missing a lot of the weapons last week, too. In fact, he's getting some weapons back today that wasn't there before. Cowboys.
The Rams are officially in first place.
The Rams, as we sit here right now, the number 1 seed in the NFC, they can solidify that with a win a little. That was a wild second half. How many fumbles did we see right there? 4? At least 4, maybe more. 3 lost fumbles for sure, and then a 4th that the Cowboys didn't lose, but it was it's the NFL, man. You never know what's going to happen, right?
And it's a divisional matchup where the teams know each other really well. They face each other twice a year. They know the strengths and weaknesses of the other guys.
Carl's Jr.'s new charbroiled Cali XL. It's just $5.99. Double charbroiled beef, double cheese. That's more meat, not more expensive, only for a limited time. And, we'll see how this plays out tonight, whether or not they can hold on to that top seed. But this feels like something that we've seen coming down the tracks for a little while, that they're playing really good football. They're beating some pretty good teams. That win last week against Seattle, I thought, was their biggest test in a very long time, and they narrowly, but they passed the test. It's a real opportunity for them tonight to kind of solidify themselves as one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, it is, and they shouldn't waste this opportunity because I don't think they'll get another one. I think that this is the chance where you separate yourself from the Eagles, and if you can go on a nice little win streak and show the Eagles that they're not slowing down, the Eagles might start making some business decisions too and sitting starters and just being okay with that second seed.
Yeah, they're going to win the NFC East. They've got a nice, comfortable lead in that division, and you're right. Maybe at some point it becomes, hey, let's get guys off their feet in Week 18, which gives the Rams a little cushion to maybe do the same thing as well as you get closer to the end of the season.
And that's why it begs the question, is there a race to 14, 15? And I think if the Eagles were to slip up again relatively sooner rather than later, I think we might know that answer within the next week or so.
Rams have the one tonight. They get Detroit here at SoFi Stadium. They got to go to Seattle. Those are the 3 games. The other games that you look at, you got 2 with Arizona, and then you have a Monday Night Football game against the Atlanta Falcons. So I think the Rams have the more challenging schedule, but it does feel a little bit more favorable because most of those games are here at SoFi.
Yeah, and that to the Rams' favor, they play Seattle, I think, the last game of the season. By then, there won't even be a must-win if you're in the first seed.
That would be nice.
Yes,
that
it
would be
take
nice.
the pressure off that game.
They got Charlotte coming up next a week from today. Back in the early window, something that the Rams have really thrived in over the years with Sean McVay. We're going to give you our final thoughts before we hand it off to the play-by-play crew. It is all coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
The clock's ticking at Toyota's Here and Now sales event. The Toyota car, truck, or SUV that fits your life is here, and now's the time to make it yours. There are great deals on fuel-efficient Camrys and Corollas, on adventurous RAV4s and 4Runners, on powerful Tacomas and Tundras. This is your moment. The time to drive home your new Toyota is here and now. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
That's how we became the world's most awarded tequila. So when the final whistle blows, raise a glass worthy of victory. 1800, obsessed with taste. Official tequila partner of the LA Rams. 1800 Tequila. Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey, 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Leslie. It's the Black Friday card giveaway event at Downey Hyundai. Come in and register to win a brand new 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5, one of Hyundai's top electric vehicles. And drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, plus the exclusive Hyundai Owner Assurance Program to keep you covered wherever your getaway takes you.
No purchase necessary. Visit DowneyHyundai.com to stop by the dealership to fill out your entry form. The drawing happens November 29th at 2 p.m. right here at Downey Hyundai. Winner must be present to win.
Hi, this is Steve Avila of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Our 8-2 Rams battled the 6-4 Tampa Bay Bucs. Week 12, football night in America.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams-Bucs, Week 12, Sunday Night Football.
And it is the Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from Cosm Los Angeles. Football night in America. And remember, you could hear every moment of Rams football tonight in crystal clear digital audio. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! You've got Rams football in the palm of your hand. The all-new ESPN LA app. Rams-Bucs Sunday Night Football keeps rolling.
Once again live from Cosm Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Back to Travis Rogers.
Rams got a chance. Cowboys beat the Eagles. Rams can hold on to that number 1 seed by the end of Week 12 if they can take care of business against the Bucs today. They're going to have to do it a little bit shorthanded, which brings us to our Rams injury report, which is presented to you by the Call Jacob Injury Hotline, the only number LA trusts after an accident. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. So here's the inactives for today. So Josh Carty, which still wraps my head in a knot, but Xavier Smith, Jarquez Hunter, Chris Smith, David Quisenberry, Deshaun Johnson, and Stetson Bennett as the emergency QB. But more importantly, I think, are the guys that they placed on IR this week: Quentin Lake, Tyler Higbee, and Rob Havenstein. Of those three guys, which is the biggest loss for the Rams?
Lake on defense. He's just played so well today. You're going to miss his production, and no matter who you replace him with, unless it's Jalen Ramsey, you can't expect that type of production. So you're going to miss him no matter what.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, with Rob Havenstein, who has not had the best year of his career. We saw him miss some time earlier in the season, and Warren McClendon comes in and held down right tackle pretty effectively early. He's back in there today, and that feels like, I don't want to say it's not a loss because Havenstein's been around for so long, but maybe the better guy at the moment is out there.
Yeah, you play the hot hand. It's kind of like I asked earlier when Brock Purdy was out. I'm like, it seems like Mac Jones seems to be the guy. So do you even play Purdy even if he's healthy? Because Mac's playing so well. I think it's kind of similar. You just play the hot hand, and if he's better right now, you got to win.
Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So we saw kind of a weird game from Davante Adams a week ago. He caught his 1,000th NFL reception, which is an incredible accomplishment. But it was also the only pass he caught for 1 yard. It did go for a touchdown. We see a bigger day from Davante today?
I think so. But again, it's kind of like the Luka LeBron thing. Like, if the Lakers want to have a chance at winning a chip, Luka has to be the best player, and LeBron just needs to do what he does when they need it. Same thing for the Rams. If the Rams want to win the Super Bowl, Puka has to be your best player, and Davante just needs to be able to be there. And when it's one-on-one, you're the go-to. Like, you are the guy.
Everybody wants to win. Period.
Yes.
New paragraph. But everybody likes to do stuff. Everybody likes to get stats. Everybody likes to be the guy that everybody goes, oh, yeah. Is it okay if Puka's the guy that moves the ball all the way down there and Davante scores all the touchdowns? Because I'm assuming Davante would like to get the ball more, and I'm assuming Puka would like to score more touchdowns.
I don't think they care, to be honest, because I think Puka knows I'm getting $200 million when my time comes.
Yeah.
And if that means I get 3 Super Bowls, but I didn't lead the NFL in touchdowns, I think he'll take that trade. And I think Davante's at the point in his career where he's like, it's not even about the money anymore, and every touchdown I score just puts me further into the Hall of Fame and further away from the next receiver that's going to try to run down my record. So if I win a Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm in this thing for. That's why I'm at the Rams, and that's what I wanted. I don't care how I do it either. We're seeing the Eagles struggle with that decision-making as well.
Rams fans, El Torito is offering free nachos when your LA Rams successfully make a fourth down stop, so get loud. This is Nacho First Down. Visit therams.com/rewards for more details. Sticking with the defense right there. Lucky is the wrong word, but let me use the word fortunate. How fortunate are the Rams that they went out and got Nate Landman this season? They just gave him a contract extension, so good for him for earning, what he got. But
knew it was coming.
He has been extraordinary for them this season.
Yeah, well, I like I say, defenders are not valued for some reason, and there's no way that Landman was on another team and you couldn't see that talent. There's no way that you saw the way that he played, the way he goes about his work ethic, the way everything, and said that he wasn't worth being on your team, and the Rams got him for the low, and we're going to take that blessing every single time.
And it's interesting, too, because that's a position typically that the Rams have not put a lot of emphasis on. That's something that, a lot of emphasis on the defensive front, on the outside, at the back end. But those linebacker position, that's something that they've gone, free agents, they've gone late-round draft picks. They get, veterans minimum for Nate Landman. And yet here they are. They clearly decided this is not something that we can go find somewhere else.
Yeah, hey, they closed their eyes and swung and hit a home run. And you're not going to complain about it. I'm glad they extended them because I knew somebody else would if it wasn't going to be L.A. It was going to be somebody else. And now you got a piece that you can build around who's the heart of your defense, and he's good for 10 tackles a game.
And a punch out.
Yeah, and at least 2 forced fumbles.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Hey, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
All right, so that's a little bit about the defense. So what do the Rams need to do offensively to make sure that by the end of tonight, they're the number 1 seed in the NFC?
Attack. Be aggressive. Like, did you just watch Josh Allen go for 6 touchdowns against these boys? They're not stopping a nosebleed. You can be aggressive. Puka gets 10 catches. Be Oprah out there. You get 10 catches. You get 10 catches. I don't care that we're missing a tight end. Give both the running backs 15 touches each. Be aggressive. Attack downfield. And when you're up 2 or 3 touchdowns, don't stop. Keep going. Beat them into submission.
It's funny because I do think that they tend to fall into that trap occasionally, that when they get a lead, it's not a conscious decision to back off, but they get a little more conservative than they would be otherwise, that when they keep pushing, they're a totally different. We saw it in San Francisco where for half a second they're like, okay, I think we're in a good spot. And then San Francisco, caught right back up to them. And then they said, okay, forget this. Let's go be aggressive again. And they blew them out from there.
Yeah, just be aggressive. This is a beat-up, injured Bucs team. I know that they're fighting for playoff positioning, but if this team gets down 28-0 and it's the third quarter and Baker just got sacked again for the 5th time, I think the Bucs might consider sitting him for the rest of the game and just saying, it's all good. Wave the white flag. Let's get up out of here.
All right, Rams got a chance to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles earlier this season. Now it is up to the Rams to beat the Bucs, and we send it out. Back to SoFi Stadium, J.B. Long, Maurice Jones-Drew, and DeMarco Farr. They're going to have the call coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Some things are better live. That's why at Unified Financial Credit Union, we staff our call center with live Unified team members. So instead of this...
Sorry, there's no one available to take your call.
You get this.
This is John from Unify. How are you today?
So whether you need to move money, open a credit card, or take out an auto loan,